If I can have everyone's attention, please, we'd like to begin our ceremony.
Class, hold. Left face.
Would everyone please stand for the presentation of our colors and remain standing for the playing of our national anthem.
Forward. Detail. Part. Detail. Cause. Present. Arm. Detail. Order. Detail. Colors. Detail. Face. Forward. March. Detail. Up. Detail. Face. Post. Colors. Detail. Step. Detail. Face. Forward. Mark.
I would like to present to you the Vermont Department of Corrections Honor Guard. May you all please take your seats.
Take seats.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the 163rd Vermont Correctional Academy class graduation. I want to thank you all for coming today and showing our support for the graduates that are here today. I'd like to introduce our panel seated here at the stage at this time. We have our Director of Planning, Talon. We have Superintendent Greg Hale from the Northwest State Correctional Facility, and Rose Weber, our Director of the Office of Professional Standards and Compliance. Welcome and thank you for being with us. Today, the 163rd Vermont Correctional Academy class is graduating after completing a 5-week comprehensive training program. On July 12th, the 16 graduates began their training at the Academy. Over the last 5 weeks, they have progressed through our Correctional Academy training program. This training has prepared them to return to their facilities and their field office and start their careers as corrections professionals. As they well know, today does not mark the end of their training. The skills that they have learned are the basic academy skills that they will need. Our graduates will use their academy training as a foundation, and they will build their skills that they will use throughout their careers with the Department of Corrections. Today is an exciting day for the graduates. Today's graduation is an opportunity to have a formal ceremony that welcomes our newest correctional officers to DOC. It's an opportunity to publicly recognize their accomplishment, and it's an opportunity for family and friends to share in this achievement. We're honored to have everyone here. As you look around the auditorium today, you'll see many staff from around our department. They are here to welcome our new staff and their families to the Vermont Department of Corrections. Graduation day is always a good day for DOC. It's our formal welcoming to our newest staff. We're a large organization, and every new person that joins our team brings something with them. Our new staff will be presented with opportunities, and they will also bring new skills. They bring talent to our team to make us a better department. Today's graduation is also the first time since before the pandemic that we have been able to gather for a formal graduation. We should all feel a sense of pride that we've been able to maintain a safe and secure operations at our facilities and field offices around the department. Facilities have been able to hire new staff, and we've been able to give them the training that they're going to need to do their jobs. The fact that our department has continued operations and that we can once again come together and have a graduation is no small achievement. At each academy, we have many instructors that come and they teach our newest recruits. The 163rd had 29 different instructors during their academy. Each instructor brings knowledge and experience to our new staff. I would like to personally thank all of the instructors who taught at the 163rd Correctional Academy. Employees who dedicate themselves to becoming instructors should be recognized for the additional expertise and their efforts. The training they deliver is an important part in developing our new employees, and their dedication to the Vermont Department of Corrections is appreciated. I would also like to take a second and thank our facility superintendents and district managers, for they make it possible for their employees to come to each academy and help in the development of all of our newest employees. Thank you. The 15 correctional officers and 1 probation officer that are graduating today have successfully completed 5 weeks of intense training. Over the course of their academy, they were challenged to learn to work together as a team. They focused on their training. They set goals. They practiced holding themselves accountable. The 163rd came together as a team very quickly. Before the first day of training ended, we had already seen some of this. By the time the first week had ended, the 163rd was working as a team as they trained. The 163rd should feel prepared to move forward and take the next steps as they return to their facilities and their field office. To the 163rd, you should be proud of your accomplishment. You've experienced being immersed into a new environment with new coworkers to learn new skills. This is never easy. You did this with the additional challenges that COVID-19 has presented to all of us. We expect you to continue a high level of professionalism and dedication as you return to your facilities and your field office. Your choice to be part of the Vermont Department of Corrections is appreciated. Working in corrections will be a challenge, but the Department of Corrections will offer you a rewarding career with the opportunity to advance and make a difference each day that you come to work. You've chosen integrity, respect, and honesty as your class values. Remember these values. They will serve you well throughout your career. The Vermont Department of Corrections is a great place to work. By graduating here today, you've earned an opportunity to start your careers and have a positive impact on your community. You'll have to work hard, dedicate yourself to your job, act with integrity, remember your values, continue to learn. You should all feel a sense of pride and accomplishment upon graduation today. The Vermont Department of Corrections and the Vermont Corrections Academy values leadership, cooperation, and professionalism. In the spirit of recognizing outstanding performance, we would like to announce our 163rd Vermont Correctional Academy Award recipients. The first award we're going to give today is the Outstanding Leadership Award. The Leadership Award is earned by the person who demonstrates superior leadership qualities and who provides outstanding service during their training by conducting themselves with a high level of professionalism, integrity, and hard work. During their academy, each member of the 163rd was challenged to take on leadership roles. The 163rd was asked to select a class member who showed initiative and who best demonstrated leadership qualities throughout the 5 weeks of training at our academy. The class voted, and the 163rd Outstanding Leadership Award recipient is Alex Desjardins from the Northeast Correctional Complex. Congratulations. Well earned. Next, I would like to announce our Academic Achievement Award. This award is earned by the individual who completes our training academy with the highest overall academic proficiency. The corrections officer who led the 163rd in academic average and earned the class valedictorian award completed our academy with a very impressive 98.7 grade point average. That's pretty good. The 163rd class valedictorian is Peyton Knight from the Northwest State. Congratulations. The academy training connects classroom instruction with practice and actual experience. Part of the program is to experience that an individual can accomplish more when they come together and they work as a team. They practice holding themselves accountable. They experience serving in roles of responsibility as they train and they learn new skills. They work together, they struggle together, they learn together. The 163rd worked hard over the last 5 weeks, and they've experienced what it's like to build a sense of teamwork. The class was asked to select the person who provided excellent service, leadership throughout their academy, and who could also best represent them and speak on their behalf. The 163rd class speaker is Parker Matovsky from the Northwest State Correctional Facility.
Good morning, everyone. It has been a very long and very exciting 5 weeks. Welcome to our graduation ceremony. If you haven't figured that one out already. I'd like to extend our gratitude today for all of you joining us. I know there were plenty that were not able to make it as well, but we know that all of their support is with us. The encouragement that has been provided has allowed us to evolve into professional correctional officers. Today we celebrate the accomplishment of 15 brave and dedicated individuals. As a class, we came together to embody the values of honesty, integrity, and work ethic. Our class has dedicated the past 5 weeks to studying the skills needed to protect and serve our community. Skills ranging from communication to the safe and proper use of force. We have a multitude of instructors educating us through dozens of courses, and we've been trained to handle stressful situations while remaining calm and ensuring the safety of others. Over this past week, I'm reminded of how my journey started. I was born and raised in Vermont, but my wife and I spent the past few years living in Virginia. And we had a daughter and decided to come home to family. So we said, what are we going to do for jobs? So my father is actually in the Department of Corrections. And I thought, hey, I can do that, right? So throughout the process, though, I learned that it wasn't just a job, that it's a career. Through reading the job description alone on the State of Vermont website, to my interview process, asking questions, understanding that this is more than punching the clock. Every one of us up here has our own story to tell for how we got here and why we're here. We get up every morning and choose to serve the state of Vermont as a correctional officer. The 15 of us will be placed in correctional facilities around the state, and we bring a lot of different life experiences with us. The population we serve is diverse, and we must be as well. We came together during the academy from a wealth of background: jewelry store clerk, construction worker, truck driver, and formed a cohesive collective. As we move forward, it's important that our time together provides us a common language that allows us to be firm, fair, and consistent. In our first week, we were asked to write down the core values that were important to us as individuals. We wrote them all down on a giant list at the front of the class, and then we all voted as a class on which ones we thought represented us as a whole. The three that we chose were an incredibly clear consensus of honesty, integrity, and work ethic. These are the values that we uphold in our personal and professional lives. This simple and powerful exercise in the beginning of the academy showed us just how similar we were at a core level. Every night we would gather together in the hotel conference room, the breakfast bar area, around the grill out back. We studied tirelessly, night after night, week after week. Success for us was more than just regurgitating facts. It was working alongside each other to make sure that we understood the material. The lessons covered legal rights, safety measures, responsibilities, and so much more. The list truly does go on and on. It was essential that we master these teachings for ourselves and for the incarcerated individuals that rely on us every single day. As I look out over this crowd, I am honored to stand next to these men and women. We have grown over the past weeks, personally and professionally. We no longer are those people, but we remain true to who we are at the same time. We have taken an oath to uphold the humanitarian and legal principles of the corrections professions throughout our career. As the world continues to change, shift, and grow, it's important that we deliver on our promise to uphold the integrity of our chosen profession. This job is bigger than any one individual. It takes all of us working together to create a fair system. As we move forward into the next steps of our career, we will continue to strive for excellence and compassion. Thank you.
Next, I would like to introduce this morning's guest speaker, Corrections Planning Director, Keith Talon.
I'm glad you applaud right up front. That's healthy. Morning, graduates.
Morning, sir.
The 163rd Correctional Academy, but somewhere along the line. We welcome your family and your friends. It's a very special privilege for me to speak to you today. I want to also welcome Secretary Smith, who's been such a strong advocate for all of you, and he appeared with you this week, I understand, with the governor. That's the kind of backing that this department has under this administration. I was out in the hallway and somebody asked me, I thought you retired. And I did. I retired in 2019. But three things drove me back to the department a year later. Less than a year later, actually. One was the character and the leadership of our commissioner, James Baker. Secondly, the opportunity in some small way to help everyone who was dealing with COVID. And the third reason was the UPS truck kept driving up my driveway with Amazon products for my wife. Thank you, that'll help you. There's a reason I have for asking that personal question. I want to also ask if any one of you responded to the many department recruitment advertisements that read, the Vermont Department of Corrections is hiring people who want to make a positive difference. Did that statement inspire you to apply? I want to share a little bit of my own personal correctional career. You don't need to worry, I'm not going to tell any war stories, correctional career war stories, but I have a purpose. I started my correctional career at the St. Albans facility, now called the Northwest facility, when I was 28. I had left college when I was 20. It was a troubling time in our nation's history. The Vietnam War was still raging on. There were two very significant and life-changing assassinations, that of Bobby Kennedy and Martin Luther King. And there were protests throughout the country. I left college with the thought and the desire to make a difference in the world. 8 years later, and many forgettable jobs, I had made no difference. A friend encouraged me to apply with the State of Vermont Department of Corrections. The pay when I was started as a temporary officer at the Northwest facility was $3.96 an hour. There wasn't a training academy then. Everything, both good and bad, was learned on the job. Those of you who sit here today are very fortunate to be graduating from a correctional academy that significantly prepares you for your career. But your path to learning and having personal success is just beginning. You have learned and trained with some of the best corrections professionals that we have. I briefly want to illustrate my own career path to illustrate to you what is possible for each one of you. That begins by an understanding that's already been stated here by your speaker. And that is, corrections is not a job, it's a career. So I want to return just quickly to my beginning. After a short time as a temporary officer, I was made permanent. After a little more than a year, I became a correctional counselor, which was my original goal when I started. After a couple of years, I was promoted to shift supervisor. Since the time of my beginning that I alluded to as a temporary officer at Northwest, I've worked at 4 correctional facilities. I've had the honor of being the superintendent of 2 of those facilities. I've been a classification director and executive director of field services and a probation and parole district manager. I tell you all this not to point out my own career, but to emphasize for you what is possible for each one of you here today. Not a job, but a career. Oh, and I forgot to say that over a number of those years, with the support of many superintendents, I was able to complete my bachelor's degree. And I did so by having the state program for reimbursement helping throughout that time. So I'm asking you now, are you hearing and understanding what is possible for each one of you? And before you think that I did it all on my own, I will share the keys that open those many doors for me. The same doors exist for each one of you today. When I started as an officer at Northwest, I was actually clueless about what I was getting into. I did not have a gap hire or orientation like many of you had, but I had a number of upper-level staff who took an interest in me, staff that became my mentors, teaching and encouraged me to despite the mistakes that I might be making, and there were a number. These staff members supported me and recommended me for advanced training opportunities. You will find staff at your facilities who will take a similar interest in you if you demonstrate a commitment to learn and to advance your career. It is from these staff members throughout my career that I learned the values that were just articulated: commitment, responsibility, judgment, integrity, and compassion. I want you to take one little minute here and look at the staff sitting behind you in this auditorium. These are some of the most accomplished senior leaders in the department. If you demonstrate dedication and initiative, they will support you in whatever career path you decide to take. They will be the key to your success. Next, I want you to look at the classmates next to you. You have developed a lifelong bond with these individuals, your classmates. When you get on the job, you will learn just how important it is to have that bond with your fellow officers. You will need the officers in the facilities to be beside you and behind you to be successful. I'm sure you learned a lot about teamwork at the academy, as we just heard. That learning of teamwork has just begun. When you look around this room, you see what we are. We are a team. And don't neglect how important your team at home is. You need those persons to be your support, your biggest supporters, despite the time that you're away and the hours of work. When you are at home, be present for your family, and whoever's there, as much as you can be. The department is working on the establishment of a family support group, and you'll hear more about that in the future. We would encourage you to have your families look for that opportunity to maybe serve and be a part of that family support group. The intent is that they would respond effectively to what you face as challenges in your correctional career. Lastly, I want to encourage you to learn as much as you can about the people that you are charged to protect and supervise. There's extensive books on the interpersonal, antisocial personality, and many of the people that you will encounter have antisocial personalities. The department has also begun with your training at the academy on how to become more trauma responsive. You have learned that a very high percentage of the incarcerated population experience some degree of trauma in their lives. You will be charged with supervision of incarcerated individuals with varying degrees of mental illness. Your acknowledgement of these conditions will help you respond appropriately in various situations, not to excuse behavior, but to understand it. Let me close with this. The words on the plaque that I received for my 40th year anniversary read like this: your knowledge and skills have made an impact on many people's lives, staff, and inmates alike. The words on the second plaque that I received read, what you do makes a difference. I've been very fortunate. I achieved the goal that I set out to at the age of 20. To the graduate that was close to 28 earlier, I want to congratulate you and welcome you to a career where someday you too might be given a plaque that reads the very same words. Your knowledge and skills have made an impact on many people's lives, staff and inmates alike. What you do makes a difference. You can make a difference every day you put on your uniform. You will be doing a job that not everyone can do or will do. You can make a difference every time you find an incarcerated individual depressed, and you take the time to spend a couple of minutes with that person, trying to talk to him and to cheer him up and to encourage him. Or anytime you make an appropriate referral that helps that person get the service he needs. Every time you take an extra shift for one of your teammates so that they can be home for a birthday party. Or at any time that you detect and prevent contraband introduction, you can make a difference. I would be confident to repeat what the governor said to you this week. Thank you. Thank you for serving the state of Vermont. We are very grateful for each one of you. The path your career takes from here is up to you. But I hope you have learned from everyone, including Governor Scott, Secretary Smith, Commissioner Baker, the academy staff, and everyone who's in this room today. We are here to support you and assist you. Most importantly, we are very proud of all of you. Congratulations and God bless.
Thank you, Keith. Next, we would like to present the 163rd with their graduation certificates. This is going to be followed by the professional oath, which is going to be administered by Superintendent Greg Hale.
Front row, attention. Right face, forward march.
If there's any friends or family in the audience that want to come up and take photos, there's a good spot right up here. Please make yourselves at home and come up and take photos. Ariel Barker. Giuseppe Cirillo. Amanda DeSalle. Alex Desjardins. Jude Desmond.
Let's go, Jude!
Ross Ferguson. Joseph Gonzalez Lyons. Brian Gould. Peyton Knight. Colton LaBelle. Parker Matofsky. Marissa Powell. Patrick Roberts. Juan Sanchez. Nicholas Flan. Shadia Nasrallah.
Class, attention.
All right, you guys ready?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Had enough? Raise your right hand. Repeat after me, please. I acknowledge this oath in the badge of my profession
Acknowledge this oath in the badge of my profession
as symbols of the public trust in my ability and commitment
as symbols of the public trust in my ability and commitment
to provide for the public safety as a professional correctional officer.
to provide for the public safety as a professional correctional officer.
I agree to maintain the highest ethical standards
I agree to maintain the highest ethical standards
and serve the Vermont Department of Corrections to the best of my ability.
and serve the Vermont Department of Corrections to the best of my ability.
I freely accept this responsibility
I freely accept this responsibility
and swear to uphold the humanitarian and legal principles
and swear to uphold the humanitarian and legal principles
of the corrections profession throughout my career.
of the corrections profession throughout my career.
My brothers and sisters, welcome to the Department of Corrections.
Thank you, Superintendent Hale. Before we begin our class recessional, I would like to again thank you all for coming today. I'd like to welcome you to stay after the conclusion of our ceremony for drinks and snacks in the lobby. They were provided by Superintendent Martin and the Northern State Correctional Facility. In closing, I again want to congratulate the 163rd on your accomplishment today. I wish you all the best as you start your careers with us. Honored guests, if everyone would please stand, we'll begin our class recessional. The Vermont Department of Corrections Honor Guard will now retire our colors.
Detail. Up. Detail. Face. Retreat. Colors. Detail. Step. Detail. Face. Forward. Mark.
Honored guests, it's my pleasure to announce the 163rd Vermont Correctional Academy class. Thank you all for coming. We appreciate it. The class will be coming back in for a few photos, and we welcome you to stay for refreshments and hopefully